Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, Kevin Durant said his days of trying to prove himself through basketball are done. He said, walking around with a chip on my shoulder is not my thing. I'm more relaxed than letting these days flow. I'm the best version of me. I don't need to prove who I am. I've been in it for too long. Kevin, this is a guy who is finally comfortable with himself.
All right, thanks, DA. Moving through November in a fresh new season filled with young talent, we're keeping our eye on the rookie talent all across the NBA and how they've been playing. So, that in mind, here's a look at the Rookie Race Watch to see who might be in the running for the Rookie of the Year later on down the road. He's a ways down the ladder if the award was given out today, but there's still time in this season for him.
And it looks like we've got a really special rookie class this year. These are players who have already had a big impact.
Boy, at this point, it looks like it's going to be quite the race for Rookie of the Year. Still very early, but it looks like you've got several worthy candidates.
Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. And for Washington, Latrey, first shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. While adjusting to the NBA game for this latest class of rookies, Doris, always growing pains, a feeling out process. It's always interesting to watch that being put together.
There are, Kev. There always seem to be a couple of welcome to the NBA moments as a rookie. Certainly you might take your lumps here and there, but this is a talented young group. Can't wait to see what they do. I
can't either. And Washington has possession after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
To the paint. A beautiful reverse layup.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Here's the three. They get it back. And the rejection by Marjanovic. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Marjanovic. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. From deep three-point range, no good there. And Toronto will go the other way with it.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game, and they didn't do that defensively.
One thing you know, Greg, is you've got to pack your defense in the suitcase if you're going to win on the road, and they simply did not bring it.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
And it's Morant at the elbow. Rebound, Washington.
Well, on the road, you don't expect to look so comfortable on the offensive end, but that was the story of the game.
It came down to execution. No wasted possessions, and that is absolutely essential trying to win on the road.
Here's Morant after the basket by Washington, and it's good for two.
Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
Shoots from the line, and Washington again with the bucket.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time, Greg. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Washington leading now by 3. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. He has 7.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
Pass to Durant. Comes up empty down low.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
Wasted no time on that one.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Toronto trails by 7. He tries for three. A shot off that time. Now Washington takes it the other way.
This has not been a good period for this guy. Out of sync, not letting the game come to him. He's got to settle down and make shots.
Morant with it. He's still scoreless so far in this one. 5 to shoot. And finished off by Morant.
Yeah, that's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
Oh, right. And wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness. The D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
So timeout called here. But first for Washington.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Well, this is a chess match. Looking ahead a few moves and trying to execute toward that.
Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season.
I mean, this is such a tough team to deal with. You see the numbers. They would just push the ball at every opportunity.
Nice ball movement by Washington. Puts up a three. That shot is off. Toronto trails by 5. Passes it to the great one. Down low. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
And another miss by Washington. Toronto, they've gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. Pass to Jordan. Here's the great one. Right side Gasol. 6 to shoot. Toronto needs to get off his shot. A shot by Jordan, no good. Washington leading now by 3. From down in the low post, it goes. 6 points for him.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
Gasol passes to the great one. 58 seconds left to play here in the first. And Jordan gets it to go.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
13 feet away. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
Boy, his hard work on the offensive glass, earning an additional opportunity.
And there's the pass to the great one. That 3 off the mark.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
No good that time. Toronto trails by 5. Outside Jordan. Outside Gasol. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the way up.
Well, you like how aggressive he is making a play at the rim against Flint.
You have got to believe that you can score against size on the interior. How about the aggressive, assertive move there?
Right back after this break. LeBron James is the all-time leader in playoff field goals made, and he had this to say about his ability to nail clutch shots.
I always feel like I got it. I always feel like I got it in the clutch.
And you know, Greg, that's the type of confidence you got to have.
The words of a leader. James has proven time and time again that he's dangerous in late-game situations.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for Toronto right now, Washington shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Shot's good. Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
Toronto shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And as a team, excellent a season ago. About 80% when they got to the line.
Durant's checked in for Toronto. And it's tied up with that one. You hear these defensive coaches in our meetings, Doris, talk about their players staying on a string, helping the help defenders in this league are important.
No doubt, and there are certain guys who are gifted defensively. Paul George, to me, was a Defensive Player of the Year category. Rudy Gobert, multi-time winner of the Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy is considered a great shot blocker, and no question that's the case. But it's because his defensive rotation is so good. Guys like Marcus Smart, the ones willing to give up their body, fly around the floor, be great anticipators. I mean, that impacts winning.
Aren't they fun to watch?
So fun.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. 8 feet away, and he nails the jumper.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Let's go. That shot off. Now Toronto takes it the other way. This their first look at this year's Washington squad.
And they were unbeaten against this club last season. Not surprising considering where they both finished in the standings.
Well, they're more talented, more accomplished at this point, but you can't rely on them.
That was worth the price of admission. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
What's up?
Toronto trails by 7. Floats one up, and that's 2 points on the layup. He's got 5. Now about 3 minutes gone in his second quarter of basketball. To the inside. It's tipped. To the right side. Durant. Washington with the rebound. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Second chance shot, and it's blocked. And he recovers it. Toronto trails by 5. Just 5 to shoot. Left side Durant. That's good for his 3rd bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
And Durant sends it back. Fast break, Toronto. From beyond the arc. That one misses. Washington leading now by 3. To the middle. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Washington shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. And he makes the first. So both teams changing it up here. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Toronto trails by 4. Inside. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
For Toronto, they have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game. Washington's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. For the 3, sinks the triple.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
We've got 1:55 left to play here in the half. No good with the elbow jumper.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Over to the wing, launches it. He can't get that one to fall. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Here's the great one. He has 5. Pass to Marjanovic. Here's the great one. Here's Morant. That one off the back iron and out. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, when Trae Young was in college, he was known for his long-range shooting. But Young says, the people who know me best know that I'd rather get an assist than any other stat. I pride myself on making the right play. Knowing your teammates get joy and excitement from playing with you is all I care about. Kevin?
That's great to see. Thank you, D.A. Shooting 2. And the first one at the line is good.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
And Toronto making a change here. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Toronto trails by 6. 52 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Left side, Jordan. From 11 feet away, and he hits the jump shot.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon. .29 seconds left in the first half. It's deflected. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
We've got 13 seconds left now here in the second. Passes to the great one. Shot clock at 6. Here's Marjanovic. Beat the shot clock, but it's off the mark. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Washington leads by 4. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Steph, Coach said that you had to make them feel you physically in this game. How important is it to continue doing that in the second half?
That's a big deal. I mean, just being physical.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Some big-time action already in this one. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Well, for Washington, Kenny, some perspective, please.
Well, the three-point shooting was the key thus far. When you're knocking down those shots from the perimeter, it really spreads the floor.
And that should do it with the second half.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Defended by Durant. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good on the shot. Now Toronto takes it the other way. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. And for Toronto, pass to Morant. A fadeaway. Here's Marjanovic. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
And to me, Greg, this is a common theme that's running through the league right now. Guys looking to leak out rather than box out.
Doris, you've said this often. It is incredibly difficult to compare guys of different positions in different eras, isn't it?
It really is. There's so many discussions about who's the GOAT, who's the greatest of all potential time. And there are certain names that are always going to pop to the top of the list, LeBron James. But it's very difficult to me, say, to compare a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest to ever man the center position, had the impossible-to-check sky hook. But how do you compare him with LeBron James, who, though he is, and I don't know what position he is, he may be the greatest passer in the history of the league. Like, let's enjoy individual greatness without comparison.
Knocked away. Target from outside.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Shoots from 14. He can't get it to go.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Yep, that one goes in there. Now it's a 5-point Washington lead.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
It's tough to hide your communications. Teams go to great lengths to try to do it, but sometimes to no avail.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Here's Morant. Goes up off the inbound, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the heat.
First trip to the line for him here. First free throw is good. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Good D by Gasol.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Toronto trails by 5. A pass to Morant. Toronto working the ball around now, and he gets the bucket.
There's real synergy in play right now on the offensive end. The pass was right where it needed to be.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Defended by Gasol. And it's Morant with the rebound. Toronto, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements. And Gasol gets it to go.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Offline with this three. Toronto trailing. Out to the right wing. For the lead. That shot off. And Washington the other way now. To the paint. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. He's got 5.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
For the tie, a three-pointer is right on target. And it's all knotted up.
Such a reliable threat from range. You'd think the defense might key on him a little bit more.
Washington calls timeout. Toronto with the rebound. Here's the great one. He has 5. Pass to Marjanovic for the lead, and the layup is good. Marjanovic has got the lead up to 2 now for Toronto.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
There's a minute 34 left in the third quarter. He's off from 17 feet. For Toronto, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Short. And that's going to be a travel. Here's a look at what's coming up for Washington. On Sunday. Then on Sunday, they'll be taking on Clint Capella. We've got 1:18 left to play in the third. Took him no time at all on that one. 16 points for him.
Boy, it seems like every shot he puts up, it's going in. This guy is hot. Hot.
Passes it to the great one. To the inside. Clock at 6. 8 feet away. From deep. He can't hit that time. Washington's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. He gets that one. And Washington leads by 2. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Pass to Marjanovic. There's 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Now the pass to Jordan. 6 on the shot clock. And the layup's good off the glass.
And he's stroking it well, but he just hasn't shown the aggressiveness that they need out of him. Probably in front by more if he was taking more shots.
To the wing on the left. Lets the 3 fly. Trains the three-pointer. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Washington out in front, leading by 3. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And a moment ago, inside the huddle with Coach Scott Brooks.
Keep passing the ball. Play fast. Get open shots. Shoot it. Or less focused on getting stopped. No open.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Second chance effort, got a piece of it. And for Toronto, we've got the great one. Tony Snell is out there with Cook. And it's Marjanovic in at the center, filling out the middle. shoots the three. And it's Toronto with the rebound. The Great One's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Durant, and then Durant with the dunk.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage. In a close game, those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
Here is Cook. Pass to the Great One. Drops in the layup for 2. And Toronto leads by 1.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Guarded by Jordan. Jordan with the rebound.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Here's Cook. That shot misses. Now Washington takes it the other way.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
Those 3-pointers off the mark. Toronto, they've gone just 33% from the field in the 4th quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. The Great One passes to Jordan. Here is Cook. Lets it go with the 3. Unable to get that one.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. Guarded by Jordan. Just 5 on the clock. Jordan with some nice D. Toronto shooting in the 4th quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. Pass to the Great One. Now Durant. Back to Cook. The pass to the Great One. Toronto working the ball around now. It's deflected. And here we go. And here they go. And that one is hammered home.
Nice there. Getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. Toronto calls timeout.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
And the guys get a little bit of a break. Mentally, physically, just recharge here quickly.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Nick Nurse told his team. He told his guys the inside game is working, so stick with it. That means posting, slashing, getting to the rim, whatever produces these high percentage looks. Kevin, back to you.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the 4th quarter. Toronto grabs the miss.
And you know, you can't impact a shot that close any better than he did on that possession.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
And the rejection by Marjanovic.
Just can't find a shot. It's no wonder they're losing. I mean, he's been completely scoreless all night.
Washington trails by 5. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Washington calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And the question they're going to have to answer to me is it a problem with the scheme or is it a problem with matchups?
And now a moment to take a look at our Jordan Player of the Game.
And his focus, guys, has been laser sharp, and his touch from the field, flawless. The teammates have worked hard to get him the ball in some good positions, and boy, has he rewarded them with a spectacular shooting performance. Great call to keep running all those sets for him.
Shot clock at 6. And he overshot that one, missing.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance. And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Well, if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead.
Intercepted. 1:51 left in the fourth quarter. It's good.
Really, really good possession there. They've never lost their focus, even as the game's gotten tighter.
You know, a few more possessions like that one, and they can put the finishing touches on this game. They just have to have effective trips like that one.
Off on the layup. Here's Toronto now. They're in a 14-2 run here. Pass to Morant. Four on the shot clock. High post try. Tries again. And the nice bucket inside for Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got the lead up to 11 now for Toronto.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for Toronto.
You know, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside. And that was working all game long.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
Now, he loves this. Just blows past defenders, takes it strong to the rack.
41 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. To the middle. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that'll push the lead to double digits. Both teams will make substitutions. And a tough break as his second attempt at the line, no good.
Well, he got the important one to go. Their lead should be safe now.
The quick look, no good that time. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Rebounded by Jerebko. Guys, a comeback probably not in the cards at this point.
Yeah, I think you can put a fork in it.
Hits the three-point bomb. And so it's Toronto winning this one. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. Mark, how do you break down what went well for your team in winning this game tonight?
Just a good all-around night. We believe that in the fourth quarter, I think we did a good job of it.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it.